Joining me now on a Fox Business exclusive is Aero CEO Arthur Dubois. Arthur, I mean, this prototype is being described as sort of a robotic pickup truck of the skies. Talk to us about Lifter Light and what that is supposed to mean.
Yeah, I mean, we really, first off, thanks for having me, Liz. Happy to be here. And you know, we really developed the concept of a pickup truck to really convey this idea that aircraft ultimately is rugged, versatile, modular, just like your pickup truck. And we're providing you with this cargo bay. You can put whatever you want on it, and we're gonna use this vehicle to carry your stuff thousands of pounds for thousands of miles. And we've gotten demands across the board for all sorts of use cases, and we ended up referring it as a pickup truck.
Okay, but so this is not one of those big-bellied cargo planes that puts entire tanks on, right? This is a smaller version that can do specifically what? How do you envision it, I guess, serving the war theater?
Yeah, so we're a little bit small for large vehicles. We also don't intend to carry humans, but it's pretty much anything outside of that. So it could be fuel, it could be water, it could be food or ammunition for war fighters. And really the objective is to be able to project that supply chain out in areas where you might not want to risk a $200 million aircraft or the crew on them or too much cargo. So we really open the doors to actually projecting supply chains in contested areas, as they call it.
And they are AI enhanced. Who controls them? Because again, like Palmer, he doesn't want to risk pilot life. So you've got it organized and controlled by whom and where?
Yeah, so the way it works is the aircraft is originally self-capable. So in the absence of a human, it will carry out its mission. And what that means is moving cargo from A to B in this case. Now, the human can actually oversee maybe 1, 10, or 100 of these aircraft. And the AI will actually suggest a new route, just like your GPS would suggest a new route for you, except at the scale of an entire fleet of aircraft over a large area. And what that means is that one human in practice can oversee 10, 20, or hundreds of these vehicles with very little effort.
You haven't even had a test flight yet, is that correct? And yet you've got a contract with a division of the military. I mean, this is fascinating to me because you've gotten this contract. I know you can't talk about how much it's for, but what specifically is it for?
Yeah, and you know, kudos to the DoD because they have a lot of avenues for companies like us to help along the path of development. The contract we have is really focused on the ground aspect of our operation, and it's really important because this is where we're going to start interacting with other humans. We're going to start interacting with other airplanes, and the last thing we want is to create additional threat or risk for these folks on the ground. So we have to carefully think about how we weave in to existing operations.
All we hear these days is about drones, Russian drones. Iran is a huge drone maker. How do you prevent your product, your air flight, your product here? How do you prevent it from getting shot down or destroyed by all of these drones that are out there and increasingly sophisticated?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, there's a couple of things, right? One is we fly at a pretty high altitude. We're not flying at 10, 20, 100 feet. We're flying at 15, 20,000 feet. So it's a lot harder to get to us. But ultimately, I will say our biggest defense is volume, right? We have to be able to be really cheap, but many of those out there, and accepting that every once in a while, one of them will get shot down. But it's the beauty of these networks, right? If you lose one, you still have 99 left to carry out your mission. And that's okay. So you're effectively accepting a certain degree of loss because you're not risking humans.
Have you priced these yet? Can you give us a window into how much they might cost, or at least how they would compare to what current options cost?
Yeah, so generally on a pound-by-pound basis will be a fifth to a tenth of the price of anything that's out there currently in development.
Okay, all right. We like to see taxpayer money used properly and certainly not wasted. Any smart company doesn't want to just be a one-trick pony, right? I mean, you're clearly going heavy on the military aspect of this. What about an enterprise possibility? I mean, you saw this with Palantir. They started off doing a lot of government contracts, and then they turned around and went big on enterprise. You're already doing that, right? Are you talking to companies?
Yeah, we're talking to a number of cargo operators, both in the US and abroad. The value proposition on the commercial side is if you look today at the way small cargo operates, the unit economics are difficult. It's hard to find pilots. There are huge shortages. And so we come in and say, hey, guess what? We operate without pilots. That's one of your biggest cost centers. We're simple, easy to maintain. We can make your operations more profitable, and that's getting a lot of traction.
You want to keep these costs down. I've got to ask you, it looks like they're made of at least some steel, some aluminum. We got 50% tariffs on any foreign imported aluminum and steel. How is that affecting your cost basis here?
I mean, you know, the sheet metal that we use, the aluminum sheet metal that we use in this aircraft isn't the priciest component. So I'm not going to say that it destroys our bottom line, but certainly, you know, it increases slightly the cost of building one of these vehicles. So it has an impact, but it's not sinking the business model.
But made in America, correct?
Correct.
We can't wait to see this thing take flight. When you have your test flight, get us some video. We'd love to see it, Arthur.
I'll get you all that in the next, let's say, 6 months or a year.
Okay, 6 months or a year. All right, we'll be waiting for it. But again, our viewers love this story of disruptors, technology, AI, autonomous, plus helping the U.S. military. It checks a lot of boxes. Good luck to you guys.
Thanks for having me.